சிறப்பான வடிவமைப்பு 916 ஹால்மார்க் பலவகை கலெக்ஷன்ஸுடன் உங்கள் லக்ஷ்மி ஜுவல்லர்ஸ் பொன்னுருக்கல் மற்றும் தாலிக்கொடியும் செய்து கொடுக்கப்படும். லக்ஷ்மி ஜுவல்லர்ஸ், ஈஸ்ட் ஹாம், லண்டன்.
Welcome back to this special interview. We are having General Secretary of the United Socialist Party from Sri Lanka, Sri Jayasuriya, a long-standing supporter of Tamil's rights, Tamil-speaking people's rights, including the self-determination and all their national rights. He is a long-time fighter in the Sri Lanka for all oppressed people. Sri, we left in the constitutional change discussion. I had interviewed Mr. Dr. Jayampati Vikramaratne last time, and he mentioned when we talk about the constitutional change, he said it will be possible that the Tamil-speaking people have the self-determination rights within the one country. How do you see that view?
You see, the right of self-determination within the country is, I think, a bit of old slogan came out from the LTT theoretician Anton Balasingham. I really I don't know to split the hair, right? I can't understand once you agree to the right of self-determination, what is this mean within the country, right? I mean, right of self-determination is a right of self-determination, right? They should have right to do whatever the things they want, right? So I don't really see this is a bit of concession to really singular nationalist movement, right? The right of self-determination within the country, right? And but I am very much sure once we once the Tamils get the right of self-determination, they will vote to stay together, because once they are clear about they are safe, they have got the rights, and they will vote to stay together. I mean, there are many other countries, many other examples in this time. But if you're going to keep the Tamils by force in one country, there may be tendency developing to go out. So I don't think this question has to look at in a very broad mind, right? The right of self-determination is a right of self-determination. We are the party, only party is campaigning right of self-determination as the party in whole of Sri Lanka.
Yes, and you know Dr. Jayampati Vikramaratne very well. The people who themselves identify left, Marxist, they part of the LSSP, and they saying this kind of words, and they are the part of the constitutional change. This is the problem that Tamil-speaking people even not trust the leftists from the south. Do you see the problem? That is why Tamil-speaking people not able to come forward to the progressive politics.
You see, I am not going to use this opportunity to criticize Jayampati Vikramaratne. I mean, we have been...
It is just an example I'm saying. So it's kind of like lots of the leftists, the same way they're saying this.
Yeah, but maybe because it's not good to, criticize, but I like to tell this one. You see, even though LSSP, the party who stood for the right of the Tamil-speaking people in the beginning, but in 1972 Constitution, when Colina de Silva, the writing that Constitution, he agreed that the Buddhists should give the first place in the Constitution. So once they entered to the coalition, capitalist, the coalition with the capitalist Sri Lanka, SLFP, Sri Lanka Freedom Party, they gave up their many of the original questions. So the Jayampati, I don't think he really standing for the original question of the election. So that's all I want to tell that. But you see, of course, I mean, they are in a process of, I mean, formulating the new constitution. But I think that all these people are trying to tolerate the singular, the Buddhist nationalists, the feelings. I don't think it's, of course, I mean, we have to understand singular people is a majority. But you see, I think even this struggle, there's a one thing is very clear. The people want to, I mean, what you call equal status for the singular Tamils, Muslims, and the plantation Tamils. So the nobody can what you call undermine this this matter. It has developed in a very positive way, and I feel this some of the people are living the past, right? I think we have to use this opportunity to come out with the correct the constitution which safeguard the rights of Tamil speaking people.
The constitutional change, long time, so in the history, people's Tamil leaders, Tamil representatives, they support or they discuss for the constitutional change, but it didn't happen for a long time. Even in the past government, with the Maitri Bala and Ranil coalition government, TNA was part of the discussion to change a constitutional to get the rights for the Tamils, but it didn't happen. So how Tamil's representative should approach this situation to get the rights through the constitutional change?
You see, I think the most of the Tamil political leaders, mainly TNA, living in the past. You see, they don't have any program to win the demands of the Tamil speaking people, unless again and again to go behind the Indian, the ruling class, right? I mean, how many times this, especially Tamil TNA and their formation, you see, they're going to the, I mean, Indian High Commission and asking for the intervention, right? I think that will have the negative the result on this situation. What the Tamil should do, for example, about 2 years ago, I can't remember exactly, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, there is a P2, Pothivil to Podikandi, you see. I mean, that's it's a good beginning. It was a good beginning, right, to mobilize the own people, not only Tamils, together with Muslims, and to win their demands. So what I mean, we were telling at that time, why only they went from the Pothivil to what you call the other place, is in the corner of the Jaffna. You see, they should have invited the progressive forces in the south and the trade unions in the south to take part, because we need to build one united force to win the demands of the Tamil-speaking people, not only the Tamil-speaking people or the Sinhala people. What is Sinhala people has got after 74 years? Nothing. Nothing. Right? For example, I mean, this, the what you call the Rajapaksa family, I mean, what we say, for example, I mean, full independent powers to the provinces, right? And this Rajapaksa government, I mean, Mattal Airport, Hambantota Harbour, if that Sinhala people in that southern province had the power to decide what they want, do you think they will go for the Surya Weber, the playground and the Mattal Airport and the Hambantota Harbour? No, they will ask for some school. They will demand for some hospitals. So this is a one small the what you call thing which I explained how the democratic decision should work. So that's why we are telling, right, the Tamil speaking people and especially the leaders, Tamil leaders should understand, because they are all slogan of, I mean, we can look after the us. I mean, even the, I mean, of course, Prabhakaran said that. I mean, he thought that he can get the Elam and without any support of the South. I mean, it's a wrong question, right? I mean, it has been paid by the hundreds of thousands of lives, Tamil lives, right? So we need to understand this and to form one united struggle to defend the rights of Tamil speaking people. Not only that, the defense of the plantation Tamil speaking people, the defense of the Muslim rights of the Muslim people, and in defense of the rights of the Sinhala people. So this, I think, we should seize this opportunity to build that kind of the joint mass movement, not thinking that, I mean, with the old fashion, that whether we take part of this one, that we need to get the guarantee of the so many slogans and so on. I don't think. I think the Tamil should join this movement with their slogans, with their program, and with their the political the perspective.
But Tamil speaking, Tamil's representatives, what they saying, they are ally with West or the America, the international community, to get the support, to get the justice for what happened for their people. So because of the geographical situation, the political situation, they can get something through that tension. How do you see that?
You see, I mean, that's what I said. I mean, Tamil leaders have not learned from the past, you see. What is the West? What way the West is going to support the Tamil? Of course, they in the United Nations, the annual general meeting and this thing. I mean, they just a few lines of words say that we want to look after the Tamil speaking people. We want to guarantee the rights of Tamil people. But you see, when the situation come to the crucial stage, I mean, they will take a side of the ruling capitalist the parties, right? Even the last stage of the 2009, the war, right? Even the last minute, the same thing, the same kind of idea had the even Prabhakaran. I mean, he tried to convince the Norway and other countries, please come and help, right? I don't want to go into details. Even the, I mean, the political, the leader of the LTT, Nadeshan, or my old friend, his real name is Mahendran. He phoned me 2-3 days, I think about 1 week prior to the entire disaster, right? Sri, Comrade Sri, can you help? I mean, can you? Of course, I said, I mean, we will try to, I mean, get the help from the working class and the trade unions, but not from the government. I mean, what happened? The last bit of the expectation of Prabhakaran to get the help from Norway and the West and other countries, did they came help from them? They went through help of the Rajapaksa regime. So what kind of, I mean, in the bitter truth has given, I mean, a good lesson for us, right? This West is not going to look after the Tamils. They are not going to do anything to the Tamils.
Okay, the final question, it can be a final question. The economic situation. At this moment, Sri Lanka in the crisis in economically. So who can bail out the Sri Lanka? That's the most important question. You can send it, send the Gotabaya Rajapaksa family from Sri Lanka, from the ruling class. people can elect anyone with a hope of to get a better life. Who can provide that, and what is the economic policy will help to
You
get a
see,
better
the
life?
economic pundits of the Sri Lanka, including Ranil Wickremesinghe, former Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, he was campaigning over the last year. The Sri Lankan government should appeal to the IMF to give the bailout to Sri Lanka. Right? You see, we have seen many countries IMF involved to give the so-called bailout. It doesn't come as a bailout. It came out of what you call you tightening your neck, not really bailout. So this IMF, the slogan of of course after long delay, because they don't without because they block all the avenues. The finally Gotabaya is pushed to go to the IMF because they were a bit reluctant because Rajapaksa family is trying to behave as an anti-imperialist force. So they say that's American and the IMF we don't want. That's why they took a side of the China, right? So-called China, the socialist China China has nothing to do with socialism, right? So finally, the Gotabaya started the discussion on IMF, but it's not going to solve the economic problem. I don't think any of the political parties has any program how to meet this economic challenge. Even though we are a small force in this country, about 3, 4, 5 months ago, we started the campaign of cancellation of all the foreign debt. IMF, World Bank, China, India, America, Japan, and all these countries. Because we feel we have right to cancel those associates, right? Then how are we going to overcome this the problem? We need to have the short program together with the bit of the long-term program. On the other hand, we have to appeal to some of the friendly countries to come and help. They may find some other countries, right, to come and help, right? And then with the program in the country, how are we going to build up the economy, not only depending on the tourism. How can you build the economy in the country depending on the only economy? This country, after 74 years, not a single major industry has started. Even a pin is importing from India and other countries. This is a situation of the country. So we need to, have the program. Maybe people has to go a bit of the tight economic situation further, 2-3 years, and the working class and the left, if they take the power, right, that kind of correct program will build the economy in this country. No any other the capitalist or the semi-capitalists like JVP. JVP, what is they are telling some laughing things. The one of their key leader Handunnet said already one of his friend in Canada, live in Canada, is prepared to give the $500 million. Can you build such the economic crisis with this? So people get together and they're supporting this country, right? We may need those kind of things, but we need the correct approach, correct program, and the correct perspective to overcome this thing. IMF is not going to give any solution. It's going to give a more tight thing to the working class. Already IMF has said, not officially, I don't think they have said officially, 40% reduction of the government sector. And privatize of the Sri Lankan Airlines, petroleum, and the electricity. What are the things going to get to Sri Lanka? All things it will be going to be sell out. So this is not going to solve the problem. So I feel only the working class and the Tamils and the Muslims and the planters of Tamils get together and form in the left, the socialist government can solve the economic problem.
Okay, this is always says by the leftist, don't go with IMF and it will destroy the country. But the people has a question, even the SJB at the moment and all other, most of the opposition parties saying, if we follow the guidelines from the IMF, if they implemented according to that, we won't come into this situation. We need to implement the fiscal policy. What is wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I answered that question in the last contribution. You see,
Could you please
IMF
elaborate that? Because you're saying that there are some conditions, but at this stage, how is going to be a wrong thing to get their guidelines done?
You see, I like to repeat that. I mean, our demand is cancellation of all the foreign debt. So that's a starting point. That's a starting point. What IMF says, right? They gave the vertical guideline, right? It will be, as I said, reducing the government sector and the selling the what you call all the national the
National
assets
services.
and things, right? And yeah, I mean, what else they're going to tell, right? So of course, I think IMF will increase a little bit of the economic crisis in Sri Lanka in their favor, right? Not in the favor of Sri Lanka, right? Not in favor the country as Sri Lanka. For example, even China, right? Not only why we are only talking about IMF. What is aim of China? To get the control of the whole Sri Lanka for the long term the what you call the belt and the program, right? One belt and one road, right? Program. So I think when you say to elaborate, right? The IMF. I mean, there are a lot of. I mean, there are enough examples. Even the Lebanon, right? Even the Mexico, right? What IMF did it, right? They did for in favor of them, right? Not for in favor of those countries, right? So I think because of that, this IMF is not going to solve the problem, and it's a sort of death rope for the Sri Lankan.
Thank you so much, Sridunga. Thanks for your time and thanks to take part in our show.
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, even though I mean it is unexpected, but I feel this is very important and the good the discussion we had with ICB in London.
Thank you so much. Thanks for watching us. This is the end of the show. We will see you in another show. Thank you.